Performance Talk Podcast, F1 Minute, all the goody good stuff. And we are about to discuss it. You know what? It's just odd. When the season is in its very slumber moment, like right now, either people who aren't very noticeable or people that aren't very high up on the scale of social media tend to use Lewis Hamilton's name to get a little bit of clout, tend to say something about Lewis Hamilton because they know it's going to be written about, they know it's going to be quoted, they know it's going to be publicized, they know it's going to be sent out among the masses. And that gets them a little bit of attention for some time. Racer X210 first in the live stream. Big shout out to Racer X210 if you're not first or last. But we got somebody in our midst among drivers, a Formula One driver at one point in time, with a namesake that is Champion S and known to be one of the greats, Michael Schumacher, tied for the most world driving championships with Lewis Hamilton, but Lewis Hamilton edges him out, not only because of his accomplishments and what he's done, but Miss RS, good morning, good day to you from Australia to down under. Oscar second on the live chat right there. But there is always this dynamic that because you come from, thank you very much, Jefferson, for sure. Because you come from a lineage or a name that is great, people expect you to be great. And sometimes people believe that they are great themselves. And guess what? They're not great. They're not great. So we're gonna cover something that somebody stupidly said. And like I said before, they always want to mention Lewis Hamilton's name to get a little bit of clout. So right here, Ralf Schumacher, Wreck-It Ralph, says Max Verstappen has that extra edge that only a few exceptional world champions possess. Okay, so only a few exceptional world champions possess. Big shout out to Race X210. Right there is 1 out of 10 for the goal. If we get 10 people that do a $10 super chat, I will raffle off merch for those people's names to go in there. Race X210 says he's trying to draw attention and it's working, but at the same time making an ass of himself with no chips to back it up. Ralph needs to shut up already. That's what we're about to get into. That is exactly my point. What's up, Lord Chaos? What's up, candidate? So if we talk about only a few exceptional world champions does that not include Lewis Hamilton? So let me get this right. That evidently a few possess this, but you are excluding Lewis Hamilton from this by the rest of your quote. It says, honestly, I wouldn't include Lewis in that list. Are you out of your damn mind? You literally said you would not include Lewis Hamilton at this list while Lewis Hamilton leads your brother, although tied with the number of championships. He leads your brother as far as being the greatest driver in Formula One. Your brother, the brother who you are not even as close to being good as. So you telling me Lewis Hamilton doesn't have this, but Max Verstappen, 4-time world champion, does, while Lewis has 7 and a gob ton of the records in Formula One. This is when I say people like this are either racist, biased, or completely damn delusional. Ralf Schumacher, you're not doing your last name any favors by saying stupid shit like this at all. But he goes on to say, I wouldn't include Lewis Hamilton in that list. Hamilton is an exceptional driver. Okay, wait a minute. Do you not, does anybody see the contradiction in this? This is how you know when somebody's just saying things to get recognized or noticed, or really don't even completely believe what they're telling us. I don't even believe that he believes what he's telling us. Why? Because you already contradict yourself. You started off by saying Max Verstappen has that extra edge that only a few exceptional world champions have, which means more than Max Verstappen has this. Then you go on to say that you wouldn't include Lewis in this list, but then you say Lewis is an exceptional driver. No, Lewis is an exceptional champion. I like how you tried to demote Lewis. I like how you tried to throw a backhanded compliment. I like how you tried to disrespect him on the cool. You said exceptional driver, not exceptional champion, while he is a 7-time world driving champion. See, that right there just tells me, bro, you just hating. You hating, you clout chasing. So it's like this. Either you're licking ass, you're sucking balls, or you're kissing somebody else's ass trying to get your name out there. That's what you're doing. You cannot believe what you just said. And if you do believe it, you're totally delusional. Delusional. Racer X210 says, at the midnight tonight, Sir Lewis Hamilton will be a Ferrari driver. I'm counting the days Ferrari is coming. Let's break the goal, y'all. Yellow super chats. Big shout out. Big shout out to you all. So let's go on. Hamilton is an exceptional driver, but he needs the perfect car and environment to succeed. Hamilton needs the perfect car and the perfect environment to succeed. This is what Ralf Schumacher said about Lewis Hamilton. I think Max Verstappen needs that. I think that's a combination of things that typically happens when a team goes on to be great. But I think Max Verstappen needs that. I mean, am I missing something? Max Verstappen needs that. What are we doing right now? And as a matter of fact, let's go into it. So if Max Verstappen doesn't need the perfect car and the perfect environment, why was he 12th his first time in Formula One in 2015? Why was he 12th? If he doesn't need the perfect car and perfect environment, why was Max Verstappen 12th, 8 spots up from being last in 2000? Okay, I'll give you the first season. Well, if he doesn't need the perfect car and perfect environment, had a pretty good car 2016, why didn't he do anything? He came in 5th. Second season in Formula One, he came in 6th. But if he doesn't need the perfect car and the perfect environment, should he not have been winning championships then? But he didn't. But you know who did win a championship their second season in Formula One? Lewis Hamilton. You know who did place higher than top 10 in Formula One when he came in? First race, first season, Lewis Hamilton. Second, then first. Hold on, Ralph. I thought you said Max Verstappen don't need the perfect car. He don't need the perfect environment. You said Lewis needs the perfect car and he needs the perfect environment. Okay. All right, bro. I don't know if you didn't look at this or you didn't go back and look at tape, but if that's the case, why did Max come in 6th, 4th, 2019 3rd, 2020 3rd? Why did the first time Max Verstappen won a world driving championship, it was on the back of a scandal? Is that what you mean when you say perfect environment? Perfect car? The first championship he won was on the back of a literal scandal. Something that took place illegitimate, that was completely wrong, that was against regulations, that was against rules, that was against procedure. That's the only way Max Verstappen won his first driving championship. But you say Lewis Hamilton can only win when it's the perfect car, perfect situation. That's oddly funny you say that. Because now that I look at this, Max Verstappen didn't go on a winning streak until he had what? The perfect, most dominant car and environment that didn't penalize him in such a way that it would handicap him like other drivers. So much so that drivers complained that this driver is being unfairly treated the right way. He's not being penalized like the rest of us. Drivers were talking about that. Ralf Schumacher is full of ass. He's full of ass for saying this. It's totally crazy. Totally crazy. Max Verstappen only started winning. Adrian Newey designed them and put together Honda with the Honda Power Unit, one of the most dominant cars in Formula One history. And let's be clear. Let's be completely clear. Can we? Max Verstappen also didn't have a championship back half of the season. If this is Max Verstappen's front half of the season, he's not a world champion. He's not a world champion. So wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. So what are they going to say? Oh, well, the car wasn't right. Well, Ralf Schumacher just said that Max Verstappen don't need the perfect car or the perfect environment. So if that's the case, why did Max go on a losing streak? Why did Max have several times in several events he placed outside of the top 5? Why did Max have opportunities where he could have done something and he didn't do something? Why does Max have a 23% win rate out of 17 races here on the back half of the season? If he don't need perfect environment and perfect car, then he should have been on the podium every damn time we turned around, but he wasn't. He wasn't. These are the things that people say that get totally dismissed, and I don't give a damn about people when they come here to this channel and say dumb shit. Paul, what's going on? Paul, 2 out of 10 on the goal. Merry Christmas. Happy, healthy, safe, and prosperous New Year's to the fam and your loved ones. Peace and love to all. 2 out of 10 on the goal. Like I said, if we get 10 super chats at $10, I'm going to raffle away merch with these names from this live event on the wheel. By the way, we have 2 prizes that have not been claimed, okay? Buck Rogers has not claimed his prize. Neon Music has not claimed the second runner-up prize, which includes a Lewis Hamilton card. This weekend, if I am not contacted by those 2 individuals with your shipping address, with your name, with a phone number and an email for the shipper and the tracking number, those 2 prizes will go back up for the wheel spin this weekend. For people that are already on the wheel, those names will not be included. So be on the lookout for that, all right? Be on the lookout for that. So let's just go into this again. Let's go into more of this. We see Max Verstappen right here. Okay. First. Good. Congratulations. You just equal Sebastian Vettel at Red Bull. You just hit your head on the ceiling of Red Bull accomplishments. You just hit the plateau. You just hit the stop point of where Red Bull has not been able to push through. Are you going to be that one denominator that's going to be the difference maker in Red Bull where they get 5 driving championships? And can they get another constructor championship? You got Liam Lawson now. Said Perez wasn't crap. Matter of fact, while we're talking about that, Wreck-It Ralph, let's take a look at some things and see what you look like. Ralf Schumacher, who thinks he's qualified to say such a thing about Lewis Hamilton, which, you know what, he may be. I mean, I'm qualified myself to have my own opinion and perspective. He can have his. But let's look at something. Ralph, you never placed higher than 4th in any time in your driving career. Ralph, you got 6 wins to your little damn name. Ralph, you got 6 pole positions to your little ass accomplishment of a career. Ralph, you finished your career very not so great at 16. Meanwhile, somebody who you say is not exceptional, somebody who you say is not that good, finished still 7th with a very subpar car and team. Not perfect, but he finished well above you, and he's not even done yet. He's not even done yet. Ralph, you got 8 fastest laps to your name compared to 67 by Lewis Hamilton. Ralph, you got 27 podiums to your last name, while Lewis Hamilton has 202 podiums. Ralph, you got 61 retirements. Lewis Hamilton has 32. Ralph, brother man, you got 329 points to your name, while Lewis Hamilton has 4,862.5 points to his name. Why are you talking? And what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Mary Beanie says, am already celebrating. Lewis will be free at 0-101 hours. Happy Hog Manor, EJ, and your family. You're all the best for 2025. Happy Hogmania, Wolfpack fam, Ralph Crap Driver. Hey, we were just going to 3 out of 10 right there. Oscar, big shout out. So much hate. It is, brother. It is 3 out of 10 of the goal right now. And with that goal being in mind, we have 3 out of 10. It ends in 24 minutes. Once it ends, then it is over, all right? So if we reach the goal within that time, I will raffle off merch with the names who have done super chats here at the required super chat. So that means only 10 people are going to be able to get in on that raffle. So 10 people, the super chat. So let's go ahead. Let's go right here. Let's go right here. And we're going to go back into Ralph, Wreck-It Ralph. We're going to go back into Wreck-It Ralph. So, yeah, Ralph right here, 97 to 2007, he wasn't higher than 4th ever, okay? This is a situation where we don't get to see Michael Schumacher. This is the best you've ever looked when you're next to your brother. That's the best you've ever looked when you're next to your brother, all right? Your quote, your comment on Lewis Hamilton, your comment's already convoluted as it is. Because when you say Max Verstappen has that extra edge that only a few exceptional world champions have. But then you say you don't include Lewis Hamilton into that exceptional list. But then you say Lewis Hamilton is an exceptional driver. You sound stupid. You do sound stupid. I mean, people should be the same idiot people that come here in my comment section and try to tell me I don't know anything. They should be blowing you up, but you know why they won't? You know why they won't? They won't because they're not in love with you, Ralph. They love me. They love to hate me. They love to come here, and they should be talking to you because that is crazy. I wouldn't even say something like that about Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is an exceptional driver. He's also a dirty driver. He's also a driver that dive bombs. He's also a petulant child. He also throws temper tantrums. He's also not as good as a person as Lewis Hamilton. Still an exceptional driver, somebody who would like to exploit the rules, who does exploit the rules. Somebody who technically does not deserve to be a 4-time world champion. Maybe you want to give him 3, but you certainly don't give him 2021. But he took it. He doesn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. He didn't even win it. He didn't even win that. So let's just keep it a buck. Ralph is clout chasing. And even Max Verstappen's name alone would not have got him any attention. The only reason Ralph got any attention is because he mentioned Lewis Hamilton. And I would dare say to you, the only reason that Max Verstappen would even get attention in social media is because if Lewis Hamilton's name is paired with his. But Lewis Hamilton carries weight all on his own. Red Bull lost 300 and something thousand followers. Max Verstappen wasn't enough of a power factor, enough of a light driver to stop that from happening. That's quite a bit of loss of followers due to Perez and Yuki not getting a seat. That's crazy work. But, you know, hey, Ralph, Formula One driver, what can I say? That guy right there, best of the rest, I guess. Not so much, but when you look at somebody like this, even somebody like that, don't worry. We're going to see what Max Verstappen's trajectory, we're going to see what his career looks like when he gets to 356 Grand Prix. We're going to see what Max Verstappen's career looks like when he gets there. We're going to see that. And when we do see it, maybe it looks like Lewis Hamilton. Maybe it doesn't. I don't think it does. But I do notice that things didn't improve for Max until he got a better car, better team, better environment. So maybe Max is not as exceptional as you say. Because if he was, maybe he should have did like Lewis Hamilton did when he came into the game and won second, then first. And then, by way, had a nice little stint where he wasn't, but still placed fifth, fourth, and then went on a nice streak and then went on another streak. But, you know, I don't know nothing. But these guys. Sheriff says Ralph slamming Lewis is rich. Lewis backed him when he came out of closet. That's true. That is true. He did give Ralph some support when he came out the closet. Ralph, bro, did you forget about that? Did you forget that Lewis Hamilton showed you grace while a lot of people probably showed you they backhand when you came out the closet? Do you not remember that? Do you don't have no appreciation for that? You don't have appreciation for somebody who's exceptional enough to appreciate and accept people for who they are, that you're going to go back here and say some bull-ass stuff like this? Paul says, let's go. Couple more chats. Ralph not even good enough to talk about or recognize when he says, F Ralph, 2025, laugh out loud. Jefferson says Ralph slamming Lewis is rich. Lewis backed him when he came out of the closet. Guess Ralph's better at throwing shade than showing gratitude. Criticism from the back of the grid always hit. Oh my gosh. Jefferson, that super chat. Now that right there was smooth, brother. That was smooth. That was smooth. That was smooth. Big shout out. We got 5. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. And I'm going to tell you what it's going to be. If we, during this live stream, well, right now for the goal, we got 18 minutes and 40 seconds. We're halfway there. This is what I'm going to do. The names that are on the list for entering into this goal, it's going to be a hat, it's going to be a keychain, and it will be a shirt. It will be a Wolfpack shirt, random shirt, all right? So it will be 3 items. It'll be a hat, a keychain, and a shirt. That's what it's going to be. So you want to get your name in there? Get your name in there. We got to reach the goal. It's got to be 10'd out. It's got to be 10'd out. All right. It has to be 10 out. Other than that, these names are still also These names still go on the list for the regular raffle, which we're going to have. I'm going to let you run right now because you know I'm already sending out gifts. I've already sent out Paul. I've already sent out Derwin. I've already sent out Jesse James Bell. I've already sent out 083. I've also sent out somebody else's. I've sent out a few of the giveaways already today. International ones, the last two international ones, Mary Beanie, Sylvia Wick, they will be sent out later. It takes a little bit more to get those done and some paperwork to be filled out, but we have two of those that are not done. So after that, we are going to be giving away Senna memorabilia. Okay, and that's for everybody that does any super chat. Senna memorabilia is going to be raffled away, and we're going to have a couple of them. All right, there's going to be two pieces. We'll have two different raffles. So if you don't win this one, you have another time to win another one. Lewis has more championships than Ralf has race wins. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This cat rocks just rocked Ralf. Lewis Hamilton has 7 world titles, while Wreck-It Ralph only has 6 wins to his name. Ralph, you don't even have enough wins in your 11-season career. Then Lewis Hamilton has driver championships, beating several drivers after drivers. You ain't even got that, bro. You need to shut the hell up. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad, man. Like, what are we doing right now? Is it just time to say idiotic things? Is that what we doing? It gotta be. It gotta be. Big shout out for that. So when it comes to things like this, we have to wonder, what is your purpose for saying this? What is your reason? What is the reason behind you saying such an idiotic thing, or such a thing that most people will not believe in their worst day? Why do you say these things? When your comment itself even reads as if you don't even believe it. You don't even believe that. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't even think your brother would agree with you. If he did, it would be. I don't even think Michael Schumacher would agree with you. I don't think he would agree with you one bit. If he backed you in public, I don't even know if he'd do that. I'm just telling you. Who else believed this? We're gonna have a bunch of trolls in the chat talking about they believe that, but it's you don't believe it. You can't believe that. It is just absolute. And then what do you think about Max Verstappen in 2025? What do you think about the whole Liam Lawson getting the other seat? Where do you think that's going to put Max? Where does that put Liam? What do you think he's going to do with that? What is Max going to? We saw what Max could do in a situation when a car wasn't perfect, and we saw what Max could do in an environment that wasn't perfect. And Max did this. That's what Max did. Went on several losing race streaks while in a very dominant car, in a very good situation, a better situation than most drivers on the grid, and he lost more races than he won. And he placed outside of the top 5 several times. That's what Max Verstappen did with one of the most dominant cars in Formula One, and still one of the faster cars on the grid, even on the back half of the season, while most people want you to try to believe that Max Verstappen was in the slowest car on the grid, which is just another thing they try to do to fluff up trying to make him a legendary stat, just try to make it seem like he just did something above what anybody else could or would do. And it's not true. It just really isn't true. And not to mention, the team got caught, but not outright put out as they got caught. Asymmetric braking, breaching the cost cap. Red Bull have so many blemishes throughout their time of even winning that these things are always going to come up in the future. As this becomes history, people are going to talk about, Red Bull did that, but how about that 2021 scandal? Red Bull did that, but they breached the cost cap and cheated the rest of the teams because they spent more money. Red Bull did that, but wait a minute. They implemented a device that was not legal in asymmetric braking and other things. That's what you're going to get. Everybody's always going to have a debating chip when you try to talk about how great Red Bull is. There's something there all the time with Red Bull. All the time. That is who they are. Cutthroat team. They win the way they play, but it is what it is. So now Perez, I really do wonder where Perez is going to go. I really do more so wonder about what is Liam Lawson going to do with Max Verstappen. I like somebody being rewarded for talents or upside that they show. But sometimes a reward is a burden because you are in a position, you've taken this position because you ultimately feel it's your best chance to win. But when you're with a team who sees you as only a number two and they don't care if you display yourself as a number one, they'll dampen you, they'll filter you, and they'll derail you to make sure that you know, even if you are legitimately that guy, you're not that guy. So you're going to be this guy. And this guy is a number two guy. So I want to see how that's going to play out. I really would hate, because I like Liam Lawson, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Liam Lawson comes out in 2025 and is a yes man to Max Verstappen, if Liam Lawson comes out 2025 and doesn't battle his fellow Red Bull brother like he battled his other Red Bull brother, if Liam Lawson comes out playing soft and playing a pawn instead of trying to be a king, I'm going to be disappointed in Liam Lawson. I am. One, you're telling me that you're willing to be a lesser version than yourself for the sake of Max Verstappen. You're telling me that you entered into a 360 deal and you're okay with it so long as you can be second. I'm going to lose some respect as a driver to Liam Lawson, not as a person, because I don't know him personally. So I don't want to discredit his personality or his character in a private setting. But as a driver, I like Liam Lawson. I like what I've seen. I like his edginess. I like his competitiveness. I like the way that he's shown some promise in his driving ability. He's going to clean it up and get better. But if he comes in with Max Verstappen and plays this soft shoe crap, I'm not going to like that at all. I mean, I don't see Oscar doing that one damn bit. Oscar didn't do it with Lando. Playing the team game is different than just we clearly saw that Oscar wasn't just about being a number two driver. Oscar clearly has some say-so and some stake in that team where if I'm doing this, I'm doing this. If he's not in the best position and I am, we need to swap out. I don't know if that's going to be the same with Liam Lawson, because we saw with Perez, and I don't even think Perez is done. I honestly don't think that Perez is done. I honestly believe that Perez will be back in Formula One. If he's not, that is unfortunate, because I believe Perez is better than some other drivers that I can name on the grid right now. And I'm not saying that Perez is going to be a world champion. I lost all kind of hope in that when it came to the Miami and he was 6 points behind and it just seemed like he fell off. Now, I also do know that we kind of insinuate or kind of speculate that Red Bull has some foul play. Nothing's been proven that way, but we just know who and what Red Bull can do. So we will see what happens. By the way, we have 10 minutes and 16 seconds to try to fulfill this goal. Big shout out to Incredible Facts Quest. Says, of course he's going to be a yes man because he wants the drive, Jay. Damn, Facts. That's crazy though, man. That's crazy. That you know what? He does want the drive, and I'm not saying it's not in a good car, but that does come with a price, right? That comes with a price. It comes with a price on both sides. It comes with a price that you're going to be number two, but it also comes with a price to say you wear some criticism that diminishes your upside, your perspective of upside, right? Because if you're in this team and then they're testing with your car, they're making these changes, they're not really trying to facilitate you, all this other stuff. And now all of a sudden, people expect that Liam Lawson's ability and talent will be exponentially better in an RB21 or whatever they're going to designate it as. And if he comes into the next season any less than that, people are going to say, damn, is he only good in a mediocre team? And now that he's up in that rare air of drivers and machinery, he's not as good as we thought he could be. And if that does happen, that kind of diminishes not only our perspective on Liam, but it could diminish Liam's confidence in himself to think that, damn, I mean, everybody said I was good. I felt good. Now I'm in this machinery that's supposed to be good. I'm with a team that's great. I'm next to a driver who's a driving champion, but I'm not driving like that. That could also go that way. So I wonder what's up. What's up, DG Big Blue? What's up, Lord Chaos? I see y'all. Oorah, Mary Beanie, Kirk Whiteman in the house. I see y'all checking in. Yo, happy New Year's Eve to everybody as well. Happy New Year's Eve. We got 5 out of 10 still there. 8. Remember, if we don't reach the goal, these names and these super chats still will be able to be on the raffle wheel for the next giveaway. You still gonna be on the wheel for that, even if we don't reach this goal. But do not also forget, we got 2 prizes that will be back raffled off. And as a matter of fact, while I'm talking about that, let's just look real quick and see which names, let you see the names of people that are still on the wheel right now, that we still have a plethora of names that are on this wheel for people to be able to get in on if the other 2 people do not claim their prize. All right, I'm gonna show you that right now. So if you see right here, we still got a lot of names on the wheel. There's still a lot of names on the wheel, people. Okay. And some of those names are names like Uno. We got Seagun Joseph. We got Mechanic Mercedes. We got Liquid Raps. We got Trevor Robinson. We have Cassius Clay. We got Galactus. Jesse James Bell should have been removed because he got the first prize. So I'm going to remove his name because his name comes off of there. We also have Racer X210. Mimi's name is still on here. Lord Chaos name is still on here. Nasty Stew, K5, White Iverson is on here. Jefferson's name is on here. The God PD. We still have a lot of names that are on the wheel when we spin for the 2 prizes that have still been unclaimed. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to still get a prize from the biggest raffle that we did closing out the 2024 season. So do not give up all hope. If they're not claimed by the weekend, then I'm going to spin for them again. So we'll see what happens. But also, we're looking at new drivers coming to the grid that have not had, this is the first time that they're going to have an official second seat. Like, they're going to be officially the second driver. They're not filling in. If anything, somebody will be filling in for them. And those names are, we know we got Kimi Antonelli, we got Oliver Berman, we got Bortoletto, and we got Jack Doan. And I thought we had one more. Hajar. We got Hajar. I believe Hajar. I think, we got Hajar, Isaac Hajar. So we have the 2025 season, to me, is forming up to be a very entertaining season. We got like several new drivers to watch in their official number 2 seats. So we're gonna be able to judge them, I don't want to say judge. We're gonna be able to assess them in a entirety role of the number 2 driver to see where they're going to compete in week and out of week, to see the pressure that is on them now. They're not playing with house money. Now, I don't want to say that completely, because some people are going to be with teams that are not going to be completely on the level. So you're kind of playing with house money because nobody's going to give you full blame for not being successful, while we know this team is faulted and or not as good enough to let you be the best version of yourself. But we're still going to be assessing you with the ability to show us consistently through the season, should nothing happen, to what kind of driver you are, what kind of driver you're becoming, and what kind of driver you can be. So that's going to be interesting. I know a lot of people are probably going to be trying to pay attention to the Ollie Berman and Antonelli so-called, I don't want to say, let's say competitiveness, not rivalry, because they don't have one yet. Now, one could very well form up in the season, although Ali and Haas looking to be in some different form of improvement. Mercedes look still one of the better teams on the grid for sure, one of the better teams, and have upside and able to develop. We'll see what happens there. But there's a lot. And then 2025, Lewis Hamilton's with Ferrari. 2025, Max Verstappen. What are you going to be able to do with Red Bull? Since Ralf says you could do exceptional things in not the perfect car and not the perfect environment. So we're going to see how that works out. But I do say this, and I keep it a buck. I've always said Max Verstappen is good for laying down a hot lap. I've always said that Red Bull are a team that can go into a night before the next event, make changes, and get on tilt and make things happen. I don't count them out with a lot of time like in the offseason. You can't count them out. They're going to be doing as much research as they can. They're going to do as much development as they can. They're going to try to fix whatever gaps and holes they had. We got 3 minutes and 35 seconds. By way, we only got halfway there, but still, like I said, your names will still go on the wheel for the next giveaway anyway, so you're not going to lose out. It's just if we reach the goal in 3 minutes and actually got 10 super chats at that level, I was going to go ahead and do one a raffle for you soon, just separate of that. But I'm trying to do a lot more giveaways to you all because you all deserve a lot more than a lot of content creators give you, right? A lot of content creators take. They see you there, they want the views, they want the subscribers, they want the likes, but they're not giving anything back to you. Jefferson says Isaac Hadjar knows who the real GOAT is. Yes, brother. You know who else knows that? Oscar Piastri knows that. And you know who else knows that? I think Colapinto knows that. I think several other people know that Lewis Hamilton is the GOAT. I think everybody knows. It's just some people don't want to recognize it. Some people don't want to admit it. Some people don't want to say it out of their mouth because they don't want to feel like they're bending the knee to Lewis Hamilton. You know, they don't want to feel like they bending the knee to, you know, they don't feel like they bending the knee to, that. It hurts them. It pains them. Just like all these stupid ass Trump supporters that voted for Trump with all this stuff he said he was going to do to you and do for you. And he ain't done nothing but give you excuses of why he can't do any of the things he promised you would do if you elected him. How's that going for you? How's those hidden fees going for you? That's a whole nother conversation we get into. But anyway, listen, Ralph saying this is absolutely asinine and absolutely embarrassing to himself and his last name. And I would think that if Michael Schumacher would see this, he probably would tell Ralph to shut the hell up because what you said really doesn't make sense with how you said it and what you said. And you're talking about somebody who equaled me in driving championships. So are you telling me that I'm not an exceptional driver? Is my brother Ralf Schumacher, who is less accomplished than me, one of the most winningest drivers in Formula One, that if Lewis Hamilton, who has exceeded my accomplishments, especially with records, is not an exceptional driver, what does that make me? I mean, what does that make me? What does that make Max Verstappen? I mean, Max Verstappen can't. What are we talking about? Jefferson, with Oscar, you can tell by his body language. Bro, you can tell by Oscar's body, his manner, bro. Oscar is Iceman. I call him Iceman. Ice in his veins, bro. Oscar, do y'all not remember when we were watching the cool down room several times when Lando and McLaren were coming online? Lando happened to make more trips and visits to the cool down room. Remember that time Lewis Hamilton, before he got in there, and then when he was walking in, Lando is going to put his trash on Lewis Hamilton's seat. Then Max Verstappen's going to move his seat further away from Lewis Hamilton. These are the crazy, silly, ridiculous things that these people do. Max Verstappen for sure. Lando is going to be able to suppress you. By the way, we are going to do the driver's ranking, my driver's ranking. I keep it kind of simple, keep it, where I like it, not going into a bunch of deep dive analytics. There's other people that do that. We're just going to talk on the surface about why I think these drivers regressed or why they progressed and then where they are, because you already see right here, we have this one, and that was the one we did coming into this season. Now we're going to do another one going into 2025. Surely there will be no change on Perez. He continued to go down. As you see right here, Gasly with Alpine will be then rated against his performance in Alpine. Oscar definitely coming in, making some accomplishments, but I will keep it a buck. Oscar seemed to be struggling a bit there, and the goal is timed out, so it's all good. We reached 5 out of 10. Those names will go onto the wheel for the giveaway coming up. And as a matter of fact, what I will do is I will give those names that went ahead and did a super chat for this goal that we didn't reach. I'm going to give you extra entries into the next giveaway for the Senna memorabilia. So that is what I will do. So I will write these names down and I will give you extra entries into the giveaway on the wheel. So the people getting extra entries for the next giveaway for the Senna memorabilia is going to be Jefferson. Jefferson will get an extra entry. Paul will get extra entries, not just entries. I'm going to give you extra entries. Oscar will get extra entries. And who else? Racer X210 will get extra entries. Who else did the required amount? Okay, so Racer X210, Paul, Oscar, Paul, and Jefferson. Those will get extra entries onto and I see you, Paul, you did 2 of those. So they will get extra entries into the Senna spinoff when we're done with everything as far as the Lewis Hamilton giveaway, which we did last. So if you weren't there for that, the Lewis Hamilton giveaway was really good. It was really fun. It was a nice package, and we still have 2 prizes left for people to claim Neon Music and Buck Rogers have not reached out. They have not connected with me. They have not communicated with me. They have not DM'd me. They have not sent me a message in Discord. I haven't seen anything from those two people, recipients. So like I said, once I started shipping, if people haven't reached out to me, those prizes will go back up. So I'm giving you until Friday. I am giving you until Friday. Neon Music, Buck Rogers. I'm giving you until Friday to get in contact with me with your shipping address, with your name, your phone number, and your email for tracking so that I can ship your prizes out. If you do not get with me by Friday, I am going to spin the wheel for 2 other individuals to win those prizes so I can get them shipped out. That is what I'm saying, all right? So keep an eye out for that. But anyway, Ralf Schumacher is obviously completely wrong. And Lewis Hamilton is for sure an exceptional driver, an exceptional world champion. He tried to really throw some shade in there with the driver instead of saying a champion, but it is what it is. I get it, Ralph. I get it. You salty. I just had somebody, I was playing fantasy this weekend, just this past Sunday, Monday, round 2 to see who's going to go to the championship fight. I was 65 points behind, people. 65 points behind. I happened to make a 70-point comeback to win it out. You know what happened to the other guy? He was upset. He's upset. We just had a teleconference so he can vent. That's what Ralph doing. Ralph Nader, he didn't accomplish much. He didn't live up to his last name that his brother said. He didn't live up to the standards. He didn't live up to none of that. Ralph just is a second fiddle. You're living off the back of your brother's accomplishments, off your brother's greatness, because you didn't do anything great in Formula One. You're not great, and it had not been for your brother, the name Schumacher would be nothing but a remote control car that I also do like, because I like them. I like the Schumacher. I like the Schumacher cars, but, other than that, Ralph wouldn't be crap. Wouldn't be nothing. Just another guy with a different type of lifestyle talking on a microphone. And I hope Danica Patrick is not able to come back and do any type of talking head job in Formula One. She absolutely is sickening and gets on my damn nerves. She's toxic and she's backstab. And I seen who you was hanging out with. And if that's who you're hanging out with, birds of a feather flock together. And that means that your character and your personality is not the type of character and personality that I would like to be around. So with that being said, you know what it is. It is New Year's Eve. I want you all to be safe. I want you all to be healthy. I want you all to think about goals that you want to set for yourself. And do not forget, grudge racing will be happening hopefully this weekend if I don't have a dog break its leg. All right? We plan on doing that. So big shout out to you all. Thanks for joining me. Jay from Wolfpack Performance. I am out. Peace.